Hello students, so here you can see the list of practicals that we are going to perform for demonstrating loops, right? So this is part 1. We are having total 3 parts and these practicals are comparatively easy. So this I have included in part 1. So this 11 practicals are of this 11 practicals will demonstrate the examples of loops, right? So let me open my IDE and perform these programs one by one. I'll perform first 7 programs in this video and rest of the programs will be covered in the next video. So let me just copy this practical till 7 to see the aim, and let me open my IDE. Here I can paste it, right? So here let me just put the comment over it so that it will be it look very good, right? And here these are the practicals I am going to perform. First practicals is write a program to display hello 5 times. So I have already demonstrated then that stdio.h. Why do you need loops? You need loops because we want to eliminate the extra codes and efforts of typing, right? So if I'm telling you to print hello 5 times, either you can write hello this way for 5 times, right? You can write it for 5 times, say /n, and here one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Let me just save this program as practical list or practical chapter 3 and save. So I'm just saving this program, compiling it and running it. You can see hello is printed for 5 times. But what if I'm telling you to print hello for say 100 times or say 1 lakh times, right? So you cannot copy paste this entire thing for 1 lakh times or 100 times, right? So for that we have invented and we are working with loops, and with the help of loop I can easily use the looping variable, which will iterate from the initial value to some condition. How can I use for loop for this? So this entire programs I'm going to do with the help of for loops. Meanwhile, I may use while loop for as well, but you can perform this program using both of this loop. Even you can use it with do while loop also. So here in I equal to 0. You can also take I equal to 1. It is your choice. So I is less than say 5, because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means total 5 times. So you can either initialize I to 1 or 0. That is your choice completely. And after that I am just copying it, cutting it and pasting it over here. So if I am compiling it and running it now, it is executing and it is giving me same result. Now here this function I know that for finding the range, I want to iterate loop 5 times. So I will start with 0 and go till 4. I will not execute the loop for 5. If I am writing 5, then I have to write either I less than or equal to 5, or I can write I less than 6. That is your choice, and both of them will give me similar output. You can see it over here. So this is the first practical to print hello for 5 times using loop. What if I want to use this the initial value of I is equal to 1, then print hello and then do I plus plus. Okay, so you can do this. So you can compile it and run it. You can see that I am getting correct output. Even also, if you are very good with operators, then you can write I plus plus is less than 6. You can also write something as this. If I save this program and compile it and run it, you can see it is giving me similar output. So you can write any logic for this. I have shown you so many ways. Even you can find your own way. Now, so this practical completes. Now, second practical is display 1 to 10 numbers. So this is repeated pattern that you want to display. First you want to display 1, then you want to display 2, and up to which number you want to go up to 10. So you are starting with 1 and then you are going till 10. You want to print 10, right? So if you want to, if you see carefully, you can see that this is nothing but I am printing the value of I at each iteration. So I can simply write, so say I can write it as percentage D and here slash and what is this D? Value of I. So I am starting with 0 because I want to print from 1 to, I am not starting with 0 because I want to print from 1 to 10. That's why I have started with 1. See here, I variable is needed for counting the number of iteration as well as printing the value. Right? So the initial value matters. If I compile this program and run it now, you can see it is giving me an infinite loop. Why? Okay, it was an infinite loop. So if your code is incorrect, you can enter into infinite loop. Let me show you the infinite loop again. If it is happening something like this, you can see it is giving me 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It is printing only 1. Why it is happening? Because here, first I is initialized as 1. 1 is less than or equal to 10. 1 is printed. Again, 1 is less than or equal to 10. 1 is printed. So this is repeated loop. I have not put any condition over there. That's why it's happening. I always have to put a condition and always have to change the value of I. That's why if I am doing I plus plus, then it will not enter into infinite loop. Let me save this program and run it again. You can see it is going from 1 to 10, right? So here, how you can do this program using for loop? For I equal to 1, I is less than 11, I plus plus. You can also use less than or equal to 10 and save this program. And if you are doing plus plus over here, then you do not need to write plus plus inside the loop, in for loop. So if I just compile it and run it, you can see I am getting the similar output, right? So here I am printing the value of I. That's why value of I or initial value of I matters. If I am writing 0 over here, you can see it will print 0 also. So that's why initial value matters. See, it is printing 0. So this is all about our second practical. From now onwards, I am not going to show you how to use while and for both of them. I am just using one of them. Okay, so the next program is write a program to display 20 to 30 numbers. So if you understand the concept over here, you will easily modify this program to achieve the same. Here I want to print I from 20 to 30. So the initial value of I will be 20 and it will go up to less than or equal to 30. You can also write less than 31 or you can use less than or equal to 30. If I am saving it and compiling it and running it, you can see 20, 21, 22 up to 30 is printed. Right? So this is all about the third practical. So try this practical with the while loop so that you can understand that you understand loop correctly or not. So this practical is performed. Now, how I can write a custom program which will take range from user and print those range. Suppose user want to print from 100 to 200. So I am taking two variables int high and low. I am taking two variables from user. Printf. This is an extra practical. Enter value. Enter higher or highest value. So what is the highest value in range? That will be entered by user using scanf. So here it will be percentage V, here it will be N height. Okay. Now here let me just copy this and pasting it over here. Enter the lowest value. So what is the range of for the lowest value? So here it will be low. Okay. Now the range start from low to high and go up to high. So this is the general formula for printing a range. This can print 1 to 10 also, because the lowest range is 1 and highest value is 10. This can print 20 to 30 also, and it can print any range desired by user. So if I am entering 1, if I am entering 10, then it will print. It is not printing anything. Why? Enter the lowest value. Okay. I equal to low and print I. Why it is not printing? Let me just see it again. So if I just save this program for I equal to, enter the highest value. Okay, so highest value, I have entered highest value as lowest and lowest value as highest. That's why it was a problem, right? Because what I have done previously, I have entered something like this. Now highest value is 1. What I have written? I equal to low. Low's value is 10 over here. So I equal to 10. If 10 is less than or equal to 1, no. So that's why it was not printing. So I have to print it accordingly. So let me just change the position of these two statements. I hope you guys are understanding that what mistake I have made. I am doing this in, I am making this video live so that you can examine my mistakes, so that you can know that what are the mistakes and what will be the consequences. Yeah, right? So this is the lowest value, this is the highest value. Now it is printing 1 to 10. Similarly, you can print 20 to 30. Right? So this is all about the third practical. Now the fourth practical is write a program to display multiplication table. So first you have to ask user that which multiplication table he wants, multiplication of which number he wants, and based on that you have to enter it. So first I need in num, right? Let me erase this thing, extra thing, so that they don't confuse you. So first num, I am taking enter number. So user will enter a number, here it will be num. Okay, so I want to print the multiplication table of this num. Now how exactly multiplication is being done? If I show you, it is like say 1 into 1 equal to multiplication of this, then 1 into 2 equal to multiplication of this, and similarly 1 into 3 equal to 3. So what I am doing, this middle value is increasing every time, and at the end of 10 values, what it will be 1 into 10 equal to 10. So, or if I take 2's table, then it will be very convenient for you to understand. So here I am taking 2's table. Here it will be 2, 4, 6, and up to here it will be 10 or 20. So you know that this is range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10. How I can get this range? I can always get range by using the iterative variable, that is I. Okay, and this is the constant value. This is the value of number whose multiplication table I needed. So this is 2 is nothing but the value entered by inside this num, right? And this is the multiplication answer, result of this multiplication of the num into I. So what is the repeated pattern over here? Every time I am increasing the value of I and multiplying it with the number and printing the result in this way. So how I can do this? I can write for I equal to 1, because the range starts from 1, then I is less than or equal to 10, and I plus inside this I am writing, say, first I am doing, what I am doing? Say result equal to I into num, or you can say num into I, both of them are similar, and then I am printing printf. Here what I am doing, printing First I'm printing the number itself, so percentage D, then multiplication, then percentage D, then equal to, then percentage D. What exactly I want this format to be printed, and which are the value of this variable? First variable D is for num, second D is for I, and third D is for result. Right? At the end, put result as put semicolon. Now it will not give me the table format. Why? Because every time my output will not be in second line. So I have to put either slash n after this, or before this, or after this line. I can also write printf slash n. You can do anything, but right now I am not writing extra code. Okay, so let me just save this program and see if I am getting correct output or not. Why it is having an error? Because these are the extra code. Also, okay, that was not the extra code. This is the extra code which I have just mistakenly put under. So here, let me just save this program. Okay, so this is the program. If I am compiling it and running it, result is not declared because here I have not declared result. Every time the value of result will be replaced with the newer value. Now enter a number. I am entering number 2. You can see 2 into 1 equal to 2, 2 into 2 equal to 4. So if you want to find the table in this format, you can use this method. So here is the code. You can see the code over here. You can just pause this video and copy this code. Right? I highly prefer that first try to do these programs by yourself and then only go to the solutions. So this is all about writing a multiplication table, right? So now the fifth practical is assume that you want to make the sum of 1 to 100, give the necessary code to perform the same using for loop, while loop and do while loop. I am going to perform this practical using for loop, but you can as a homework program you can perform this practical using while loop and do while loop as well. So what I want to do, I want to first add what I want in this program. First I want to add 1, then 2, then 3, then 4 up to 100. Can you see which values are being added? Can you see this? Here, first I am starting with 1, then incrementing one value to the previous value, 2, plus the one value more than the previous value, 3, and I am going till 100. So here in this loop I am going from 1 to 100, but I am not doing this thing. Okay, so let me just correct the logic. Also, I don't want this, so let me just erase this everything. Right, so I am erasing every extra code right now. I hope you are understanding what I am doing. So I am going from 1 to 100. Whenever you are seeing this kind of range, directly decide the value of I. Now which values are being added? I am adding i's value. So when I was at value 1, I am adding I with I plus 1. Every time I am adding I with I plus 1. Here I plus 1. Can you see this? I plus 1. How I can implement this logic? I am taking one variable sum. Inside sum, I am adding value of I. I hope you guys are understanding, because whenever I am adding 3 plus 4, actually it is being added. 4 is being added to the sum of this. 4 is being added to sum of 1, 2, 3. So that is previous sum. So previous sum is being added to new sum. Every time you can imagine the bucket of sum. Every time I am putting a value, doing summation of all of them and replacing the older value of sum with newer value. But what is an issue? I will not get correct answer with this approach. Let me just show you. If I just printf is being out of the is being written out of the for loop, because I want to print it for the first time, one time only. That is the final value. So sum of 1 to 100 is percentage D. Here it will be sum. It will give me incorrect answer. Why? Let me show you. So just compile it and run it. First sum is not declared. First I have to declare sum. So let me just compile it and run it again. You can see sum of 1 to 108, 5051. Is it 5051 or not? I don't know. Let me just check it in my calculator. So n plus 1 by 2, right? It is n minus 1 by 2. So n is 100 into 99 divided by 2. So it is incorrect answer. Whatever answer I was getting was incorrect. So why it is happening? Because first value of I is 1. At that time, sum is carrying garbage value at this time. So I am adding garbage value plus 1. So this will be garbage value, right? And entire sum will be garbage value at the end of this. So that's why I have to initialize it with 0. So now 0 plus 1. So what will be happening at first iteration? 0 plus 1. So now new sum will become 1. Right? With second iteration, what is happening? With second iteration, when I equal to and I become 2 at the end of this iteration. So with second iteration, sum was 1, I was 2. So now the new sum become 3 and I will become 3 after end of this iteration. So this is how I will get correct answer. If I just save this program again, compile it and run it, you can see 5050. What was the previous answer? I don't know, but it will be incorrect in garbage value. It should give garbage value if I am not initializing sum. Let me check it again. So here, not initializing to 0, 5051. You can see it is not giving me that correct answer. Why it is happening? Okay, so it is not giving me that correct answer. So you can see it is 5050, which is correct answer. You can check it, using your calculator. Actually, I forgot that what is the equation. N minus 1 by 2 was the equation. So yeah, so this is all about the doing sum of 1 to 10 numbers, 100 numbers. What if I want to sum the range of numbers? So this practical is already done, but what if I want to take range from user? So I am taking in high and low value from user, and here I am telling printf enter the highest number. Again I am doing the same mistake by entering highest number first. Let me swap it again. So here percentage %d and here and high, and let me copy this and paste it over here. Enter the lowest value and here it will be low, and here I have to write /n, and here it will start with low and go till high, and I am doing sum. This is how I can also check my code. So I am executing it again. So I want to sum 1 plus 2 plus 3. What will be the answer? 6. So 1 and 3. So answer is 7. 3 plus, so 3 plus 2 is, why it is giving me one answer? Okay. So I understand what my mistake is. Here low is 1, 2 and 3. Every time it is added to, here it will be %d to %d. Here it will be low and high and sum. Is anything, any mistake is there? Okay, you can see the mistake. So the answer is incorrect for 1, 2, 3, 1 and here 3. Answer is coming as 7, but we know that the correct answer is 6. Why it is happening? Because sum is not initialized. If I am initializing sum with 0 first, 0 plus 1 is being done, so new sum will be 1. Then i's value will be incremented by 2 and we will get the correct answer. So if right now if I am executing this program, you can see it is giving me correct answer. So this is how you can perform the program for ranges. Even if the program is saying 1, 2, or we are having the program. See, write a C program for finding sum of 1 to k numbers. The number k should be read from keyboard using scanf. So how you can perform this? You can just higher value is k and lower value is always 1. So you don't need to write low one here because it will be always 1 to k and higher value here it is k. So instead of k I am taking variable name as high. So here if I am doing such thing and here it will be from of 1 to high it will be okay. So here I don't need to take this value from user, that's why it's extra code. Compile it, save it, compile it and run it. You can see first is enter the highest number, that is kth value. So I am entering 4. That means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 I want to do. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is obviously 6 plus 4 is 10. So my answer is correct. So I hope you understand. Even if it is saying for 1 to k, you can also take something as k over here, k over here, k over here and also k over here. There is no restriction over the name of variable. You can still do the same task. Okay, what is happening? Let me save this program. It is 1 and 1 to 1. Okay, so I have entered 1. That's why it's 1. So I just need to enter the higher value, that is 4. So 1 to 4 is 10. This is all about the 6th practical. So it is completed. Now last practical is write a C program to print multiple of n from given range of unsigned integer. Okay, so what this program is saying. Okay, let me complete this program in another video so that because it is different concept. It is similar concept with looping, but I want to cover it with next video. So see you soon with the next video. I hope you understand this concept. These programs are really very basic programs which is needed to be understand the advanced level programs of conditional statement and the looping statement, right? So I hope you understand this concept. Stay tuned with my video of part 2 of this practicals. See you soon. Thank you so much.